It's Ash from Super Videos back for another Dead Talk Q&A. This is Q&A number 220. I was just making sure that we're live. Let me know if the audio is good and if we are good to start. We had the Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con 20 at home edition today. They released 3 trailers, one for The Walking Dead, one Fear, and one for World Beyond. I will be doing my breakdown for those right after this Q&A. So if you have any questions about them, I can answer, but I think you'll have to wait for my breakdown because I go in deep with every breakdown, break it apart. So I'm hoping I won't miss anything, but I think it's better to wait for the breakdown before you ask any questions, because most of the questions about the trailers are going to be answered in the breakdown that I do. But with that said, Animated Alex says I'm out of sync. Let me know if it's still out of sync. Maybe it was just at the beginning. Let me know if it continues. But I think I'm good. Let me know if there's any issues though. Lou Memorabilia, can't say it. I know it's an easy word. Lou Memorabilia, there we go. First in here, or what does that say? That's just the icon. So first here. Glad you could join, Lou. Animated Alex, sup my brother. How are you, Animated Alex? And then he says, if Joel and Rick were at the same table, what do you think they would talk about? If Rick and Joel are at the same table, what would they talk about? It's a good question. They would talk about sports, obviously. I think they would just have a regular conversation. If you're talking specifically like things that are relevant in the apocalypse, I would say they would try to understand what each group is about. Rick would try to understand what Jackson is all about and what they can offer, how they can trade and work together. Likewise, Joel would want to know what is at Alexandria, how they can trade with Alexandria and grow their network. But other than that, I think specifically Rick had an ego. So I don't know if Rick would necessarily get along with Joel. Joel was more easygoing. Rick is not as easygoing. So there might have been some interesting dynamic between them. There might be some, I don't want to say tension, but things may come up. They might butt heads if they actually did ever meet, which is never going to obviously happen because they're 2 different franchises. But that was a good question. But before I continue, let me know if the audio is good because I did change my mic. I got a better mic, so let me know if it's any different, if it's better, worse. Let me know. This is a more expensive mic, so it can't be any worse than my old one, but it might just be the same, but we'll see. Let me know how the audio is based on how the audio was last time. You might not remember what the audio was anyway, but just let me know what you think of the audio. I'm going to stop talking and answer some more questions. Anyway, Animated Alex, what did you think of The Last of Us 2? I did my review of that, I think 2 weeks ago. I thought that I would describe it as, how did I describe it? I described it as a beautiful masterpiece, but a disappointing one, or something along those lines. There was a lot that they did good, and a lot that they did fantastically, but certain decisions that they made did jeopardize the whole story and the whole what they were trying to go for in the first place. So because of those decisions that I personally didn't like and didn't agree with, it just left a bad taste in my mouth throughout the game. And these decisions were made early on, in the middle, and at the very end as well. As great as it was, they could have done it a lot better. Certain parts could have been improved. They could have focused less on some stuff and more on other stuff. I talk a lot about that in my review, so you can go check that out. But overall, I would say as a sequel, it was a disappointment, but as a standalone game that had some sort of a base, like if you think about the first game as a base or a like the context of the story, it was a great, fantastic story and a great game, the second one. What I mean by this is if they went and did like a minute or a minute and a half run through of what the story is, and then we start the story, yes, it would lose its connection. Like you would lose something from the game, but it would make the game a little better only because you stop thinking about its connection. You stop thinking about the original. Right now, what we are left with The Last of Us 2 is we're comparing it with the first one. And I think that's where many of the flaws and gaps are being raised by fans. I think if you stop kind of comparing it and looking at it on its own, it's a lot better. But obviously it's a sequel, so you have to compare it to the previous game. Epic Zombie Killer, Q&A, hey Ash, it's exciting that Season 10 is not going to be a 22 episode season. Season 10 is not going to be a 22 episode season. I don't know what you mean by that. Season 10 is done. They did reveal the air date though, October 4th, I think. And World Beyond is coming back October 4th as well. Both on the same day. I was right. They want to have those be back to back. Like the finale of Season 10 precedes the premiere of Season 1 of World Beyond. Which is interesting. That means there has to be a connection. Like they want to have those back to back. One reason could be that they just want to grab fans from the original show to watch the premiere who may not have otherwise watched. The other reason is that there might be a connection. So, I don't know which one it's going to be, but yeah, both are coming October 4th. And I think they said Fear is the 10th. So October 10th, if I'm right. Or was it 10th? I'll have to check that. I'll talk about that in the breakdown that I'm going to do. But it seems like we're going to have to wait till definitely October. I know Fear was on October as well. We're going to have to wait till October for anything Walking Dead related. So that's like 2 months from now, which sucks. But at the same time, it's good because we get to focus on some other stuff on this channel, which I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just that The Walking Dead's been kind of the primary, what do you call it? The primary focus of this channel, the primary thing that we talk about. So in a way, for me, it's good and bad. Bad because we don't get Walking Dead, but good, or we don't get it for 2 months, but it's good because I get to kind of do more videos on other stuff, like catch up on Breaking Bad, kind of get that done, Stranger Things Season 3, and also start with a new reaction to another show. And maybe to do some other stuff on the channel. But I don't know what you mean, Epic Zombie Killer, by 22 episode season. Do you mean season 11? If you mean season 11, then I didn't know that it was going to be 22 episodes. If that's true, then that's weird. But I'm going to do some digging on that to make sure that's what you mean, or if that's what they revealed. Giuseppe, yo Ash, how are you, Giuseppe De Rosa? Glad you could join. And then he says, hey Ash, I'm walking home. But once I get home, I'll join back. All right, no problem, man. Glad you could join shortly here. If you catch us, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. Epic Zombie Killer, my opinion, people are being too harsh on Last of Us 2. I sort of agree with you, but again, because it's a sequel, it's going to be compared to the original. There's no other way around it. Let's put the connections to the first game aside. The second game is good. Like it's the best game I've played. But after Last of Us 1. Like Last of Us 1 still has that thing in my head where it's better. I can't put my finger on it exactly still, but I just enjoyed the first game a lot better than the second. As much as I enjoyed certain stuff in the second game more, like the environment, the graphics, obviously, the characters, the way the characters interacted and all of that. The main core of the story, which is Joel and Ellie, was like that story was a lot better in the first game. And I think by taking Joel out of this story in the second game, in a way, you lose a lot of that. And I think that's where they lost a lot of fans. Not that fans hated it, but that's where fans started to question certain decisions. When that core story or core connection between Joel and Ellie was just broken very subtly and early on in the game. Not subtly, I mean suddenly and early on in the game. Animated Alex, how big do you think the CRM was? Just give me 1 sec here. Got a notification on my phone. So what was the question? How big do you think the CRM was 6 or 7 years ago? It probably started small, like Alexandria or something like that. Then maybe a couple of years, maybe 3 years before, it would have been something like Commonwealth. And then they grew and grew and became bigger and bigger and maybe became what they are. There's a flip side to this though, that they started big, that maybe there's a core government that built that society or that the CRM, that colony. If that's the case, then I assume that it was pretty big early on as well. Not as big because they grew their resources and their network, but I think it would, like if you look at it from that perspective, it would have still been pretty big early on, even when it was built. Mario, what's up? Ash, how are you, Mario? Glad you could join. Mario 3 says, how you been doing this far? Sorry I wasn't here. I'm still working in the middle of crisis. No worries, man. Glad you could join this stream. I've been doing good. You know, I've been doing as good as everybody else. Like, we're just dealing with what we're facing right now. Everyone is in different ways. So, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm working through it. Like, we're all working through it. We're all on the same boat. So, hopefully this thing will be done soon and we'll be good and back to normal again. Whatever the normal is, the new normal. Epic Zombie Killer, season 10 is the first season now to have 22 episodes. I don't know what you mean by that. 16 episodes, isn't that what it is? Like each season is 16 episodes. Season 10 was 16 episodes. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. Unless there's some news that I don't know about. Animated Alex, Gareth versus David from The Last of Us. Gareth versus David. David was more sophisticated. He was smart. He was a better leader in a way. Gareth wasn't. I would say David would beat Gareth in a one-on-one fight and in a kind of battle between the two groups that they had. Epic Zombie Killer season 10 got extended by 6 episodes after episode 16. Oh, so is that what it is? I'm gonna have to watch some of the clips from San Diego Comic-Con to see if that's true. Then that's interesting. So that means 4 extended episodes after the finale. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way to 22, like you say. That's gonna be season 10. So that means that some season 11 stuff is gonna make its way to season 10 then. Is that what it means? That's cool. That's awesome. If that's the case, then I'm willing to wait 2 months. Like, that makes more sense to me now. And I think that's better. Wow, I didn't know that. So that's awesome. That's pretty awesome now that I think about it. So the wait will be worth it. Mario 3, they added 6 episodes post episode 16, which will air early 2021. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that. I actually just got finished work, and I was doing some other housekeeping stuff. So I just like watched the 3 trailers, and that's it. That's everything I looked into for the San Diego Comic-Con panels. So yeah, I probably missed a lot of news then. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Animated Alex, I think a Daryl movie could work if it takes place between the 6-year time jump. I disagree, because what are you gonna show? Like, what is gonna be there to show? Yeah, you can have him look for Rick, but he'll never find him. Because if he does, then it's not gonna make sense. So what can you really do? Whatever you do, it has to stay within those 6 years. So you can't have that connect to anything. It can't mean anything. So I disagree that it could work. I think it might work, but it'll be irrelevant to the in the grand scheme of things. Animated Alex, considering Daryl didn't age, lol. If you look at it at that, like from that perspective, then yeah, I think that makes sense because he looks the same. But other than that, I think it'll be irrelevant to the story. Mario 3, have you seen World Beyond trailer? Only the music is best one so far. Yeah, like I noticed that too. You're right. In that trailer, I was like, this is actually pretty good music for this trailer. Like Walking Dead is pretty good with trailers, like original show. Like with music on trailers, they choose pretty good music on the trailers. Fear doesn't. But World Beyond, this is the first case. I'm like, I could compare that to Walking Dead trailers. It's that good. Like the feeling you get based on the music that they added and the way they edited it. So maybe we have some hope for World Beyond. I mean, I'm still very interested, but I lost a little bit of excitement when it was announced that it was 2 seasons only, like a limited series. Because then at that point, I'm like, I already know where we're headed. They're gonna foreshadow a lot of Rick stuff with the movie. They're gonna connect the dots a little bit with CRM, but it's not gonna do anything for the entire story in the grand scheme of things. Would it have made sense to not make it a spin-off and make it like a what do you call it? Like another type of, I don't know what they call those type of shows. They're not spin-offs, but they're additions. The cold storage for the original show was like that. I don't remember the name. They call it a specific thing. Like if they marketed it as that would have been better and it would have made sense. But because they marketed it as a spin-off, third spin-off, that's what kind of made it seem like it was going to be a big, long-term thing, which it's not going to be. Animated Alex, World Beyond is only going to be a 2 season and it's not even out yet and it still looks better than Fear. And I would agree with you. Than the current version of Fear. Like if we go back and look at season 1 of Fear, I still feel like season 1 of Fear, even with the trailer and what we actually got, was a little better than what I feel like we're going to get for World Beyond. I could be wrong. Obviously, when I watch World Beyond, I might change my mind on that. Animated Alex says, don't get jumped on the way, Giuseppe. That's funny. He won't. think he commented. No, he didn't. He's not home yet. But yeah, he won't. He won't. Get jumped. Where was I? There we go. Epic Zombie Killer. I mean, I'm being honest, Joel, his death was pathetic. Pathetic is a little too strong of a word. I would say disappointing. Disappointing for sure. Leo Novoa says, hey, hi, how are you, Leo? Glad you could join. Animated Alex, Joel death was stupid. Again, disappointing is the word I would use. Animated Alex, Joel's death was like if Rick died in the Negan lineup. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I agree. It would be kind of like that. But with that said, the Last of Us franchise is at the top, or before the release, it was the most popular it's ever been, in a way. Everyone was waiting for this game, anticipating what's going to happen. So I would compare it to a situation on The Walking Dead where Walking Dead was still the most popular, like more popular than it is now. When it was at its peak. So during, like, let's say season 5 or end of season 4, beginning of season 5, in that period, like an event there that took Rick's life, like something like that. Maybe when the governor showed up, Rick would die there. That may be like a better compare. But I could see where you're going with the Negan lineup as well. Animated Alex, I think if they were planning on bringing Morales back, they should explain through episodes. Well, first of all, I don't think he should have been coming back, to be honest. If he did, I don't think he should have been killed right away. If he was gonna be killed, I agree, it should have been a webisode. SSJ King Can says, hi, how are you? Glad you could join. King Can, Epic Zombie Killer, I'm sorry, but it's over. Fear is dead to me. I just don't care about season 6. I'm on the same boat, but again, I'm still gonna cover it, just not live, like the original show. Like, I'm not gonna do a video on every week for Fear. When there's a trailer like this, yeah, I'll talk about it, but when the season starts, I'm probably gonna like wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then like watch the episodes and react to them and so on. And it won't be every week. Like, I won't do it every week. I'll do like every 2 days. Like, so, like together. Like, I don't want to do an episode and then wait a week to do the next episode. I want to do it back to back to back. Because that's how I feel like, that's what I feel Fear is meant to be watched. I don't know why. But yeah. I still don't know how I'm going to do Fear and whether I'm going to even cover it. But we'll see. Animated Alex, Rick be proud when he finds out Daryl's been taking care of his people. Yes, absolutely. SSJ King Can, I'm so happy season 10 is getting 6 episodes. 6 more episodes, absolutely. I didn't know that. Like, when I think it was Animated Alex or Epic Zombie Killer that mentioned it, like 22 episodes, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? So yeah, I obviously missed a pretty big news during San Diego Comic-Con that they announced. I might like do a video on it just in case more people missed it, and just to share my more thoughts, more of my thoughts on it when I do some more digging and like actually read into it to see what else has been added or announced and stuff like that. Mario 3, basically Fear the Walking Dead, multiple time jumps, Isabel reunion possible, Walking Dead finale airing plus bonus episodes, World Beyond greater than, wait, They said constant CRM presence throughout the whole season. I don't know what you mean there, Mario. But yeah, if you mean like all of those things are gonna have a lot of references to CRM, I agree. I totally agree. The original show might not, but it might when we get to Commonwealth story, if they want to connect the dots a little bit there. Oh, I see what you mean. You're recapping what they talked about during San Diego Comic-Con, I think. Because you say, there you go, that's all you need. Alright, so they confirmed multiple time jumps on Fear. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's not good, but it's cool to know. I don't like a lot of time jumps, especially on Fear, because they overkill it, obviously. We learned that after they time jumped after the freaking explosion at the bridge, or at the not bridge, the dam. So they ruin time jumps. Fear does. So I'm not that happy about that news, but it's cool that they announced that. Isabel reunion possible. Interesting. That's an interesting news, but I don't know what they're gonna do with that unless they want to make Isabel a Fear character now. You know what I mean? Walking Dead finale airing plus bonus episodes. That's what we talked about, which is cool. Very excited about that. World Beyond. They said constant CRM presence throughout the whole season. Now, not that comment that you made makes more sense. So that's what they revealed. That's pretty cool. I mean, we kind of get that feeling when we watch the trailer anyway, but it's cool that they announced it. Animated Alex Morgan would be a good but confusing leader for Alexandria because he can't decide when to kill or not. Yeah. I'm going to say this here. They officially ruined Morgan when he crossed over. They officially ruined his character. Like, there is no bringing back the old Morgan. There is no getting the old badass Morgan, the sophisticated Morgan that we all love. There's no way to get him back anymore because they ruined his character. Or I better say Fear ruined his character. Epic Zombie Killer, the only character I don't want in the show is Sebastian. Yeah, I see what you mean, because he was a bit of a dick. Yeah, I agree. But he's an important character for the Commonwealth, so it'll be kind of a big deal, big remix if they want to skip it completely or not bring him in. All right, we've been going for 31 minutes. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Do you want me to end this stream in a few minutes and jump on the breakdowns, or would you rather hold the breakdowns till tomorrow and continue with the Q&A? I'll let you guys kind of decide. Comment on the chat. I'll see what the consensus is. Animated Alex, Joel could signal or single-handedly take down the Saviors. LOL. I disagree. He was badass, but he wasn't that badass. Saviors had like 200 people. He couldn't take care of all of them by himself. He could take on Negan though. Joel versus Negan. That'll be a pretty close fight, I think. It would be much closer than the Simon Negan fight that we saw. Let's just say that. Or the Rick Negan fight. Because here's the thing. The Rick Negan fight was a disappointment. And they made Negan come out as a little bit of a weak character. My opinion. Just my personal opinion. Mario, I say give it a chance for Fear Season 6. Like you did with rest of seasons. If it turns out bad again, it's because of writers and done. Yeah, like after Season 6, if I'm on the same spot in terms of my thoughts on Fear, I'm completely done with Fear. I'm not going to cover it. I'm done. Season 6, I'm still giving it a chance, but it's not like I'm gonna watch it every week live and cover it like I do with the original show, like I've been doing previously. Like, you know how I'm doing breakdowns for each episode, right? When Fear starts, I'm gonna wait 3 weeks. Watch episode, react. Watch the episode, react. Watch the episode, react in a week. Like the last 3 episodes. But I'm not gonna do the breakdowns for individual episodes. The trailers, like I do with the original show. I'm not gonna do a review. Or a more extended review. I'm just gonna react. I'm not gonna do a prediction. I'm not gonna look at the pictures that they release, for example. I'm not gonna do death predictions and things like that. None of that for season 6. I'm just gonna watch and react. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do for Fear for season 6. And it'll be delayed, like I said. It won't be live. It won't be every week when it's out. Animated Alex, Daryl getting mad at Sebastian fits Daryl better than Rick in a way. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Giuseppe, Yoash, I'm back. Glad you're back. Just glad you could join, Giuseppe, and glad you could make it. Animated Alex made a joke that you're gonna be jumped, which obviously you weren't because you're home. So glad you're home. And yeah, Animated Alex says you're alive, Giuseppe. Giuseppe says, so can someone explain this whole new 6-episode thing? I didn't know it either. Like, I didn't watch the panels, but apparently there's gonna be 6 extended episodes, like 6 bonus episodes after the finale airs. So we're gonna get the finale, and then we're gonna get 6 more episodes after that, which would have technically been for season 11. And they're gonna have all of that be part of season 10. And then season 11, we might get again 16 episodes, or they might do more episodes. You know what I mean? Or I mean, they might not more episodes, less episodes. They might just do 16 episodes, or they might do like half a season, like 8 episodes, because they already did the first 6 episodes. You know what I mean? Something like that. We don't know how season 11 is gonna look, but yeah, that's pretty much what they revealed. 10/16 we're gonna get October 4th. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check or double check, but we're gonna get that, and then 6 additional episodes for season 10 that are gonna be bonus, kind of like bonus, because usually seasons have 16 episodes for The Walking Dead. Does that mean season 11 is going to be shorter? Yeah, that's what I kind of mentioned. We don't know that. I'll dig into it to see if they revealed anything, but there's a possibility they might do that. Giuseppe, I hope season 11 is shorter, then that means we'll get better quality episodes possibly. I totally agree with you, totally. Maybe this will be a good opportunity for them to experiment with that. Use the bonus thing as an excuse to try that out. Like, experiment with having half a season, like 8 episodes for one season. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, yeah, like Morgan makes dumb choices that Morgan would not have made on The Walking Dead. Absolutely. Epic Zombie Killer, as Brian Acom always says, Fear the Walking Dead is filled with pacifists. Brian Acom. Who's Brian Acom? I don't know who that is. Animated Alex breakdown tomorrow. Oh, you want the breakdowns tomorrow? All right. So one vote. Animated Alex wants breakdowns tomorrow. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I'm gonna do like a poll on this stream. Do you guys want me to end this stream short and do my breakdowns tonight, or make this stream longer maybe, or regular or something like that, and then do my breakdowns tomorrow? Which do you want to see? And the breakdowns are for The Walking Dead, Fear, and World Beyond. Those 3. And then maybe Sunday I'll do a video talking about what they revealed during Comic Con for in the panels. So Animated Alex wants me to do the breakdowns tomorrow and extend this stream. What does everybody else think? Giuseppe, I want the live stream, so you also want the breakdowns to be done tomorrow. So that's 2 people. Let me know if there's others watching, if you want me to continue or do the breakdowns instead. Mario 3, how about trailer reactions? Yeah, that would have been good. But I already watched the trailers. Doesn't make sense to react to something I already watched. But I was just so excited to see something Walking Dead related finally that I just watched it. And then after it was done, I'm like, maybe I should have waited. Animated Alex, here's a solution. Fire Gimple. I mean, he's the guy now. He's the one with the most power at this point. Epic Zombie Killer, like Tom, I feel bad for his character. He's in a massive franchise like The Walking Dead, and he dies in an embarrassing way on Fear. Tom, who's Tom? Who's Tom? I don't know which character you mean. Am I losing my mind? Who's Tom? Let me know who Tom is. Animated Alex, your mic is still out of sync. Let me see what we got here. So I changed the mic, so maybe that's the reason. Let me do something. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna connect my phone or bring my another headphone, connect my phone to it. Like watch my live right now to see what the audio is. Give me 1 sec. Alright, so let's see what we got. If it's out of sync, it's probably something with the mic settings, so I might have to check that out after. I did some testing of the mic before. It was fine. I didn't do a live one though. So maybe it's something only for lives. But let me see what we got. It's weird watching an ad on your own video. Anyway. So it doesn't seem like there's a sync issue. So it might just be like one person. Let me know if everyone's experiencing this or if it's just one person. Is the audio not synced with the video for everyone, or is it just one person? I know there's some delays, there's some cut-ins and cut-outs because of my internet connection. But I don't know if that's causing the sync or not, but let me know. Alright, where was I? Giuseppe, they are doing this because they don't want people to lose interest in the show, so they are putting out as much content as they can. That could be it. That could definitely be it. Imagine if season 8 was 10 episodes. I think season 8 would have been a lot better with 10 episodes. I honestly think that. Any season would. I think season 9 was pretty good. There wasn't a lot of slow, drawn out bottle episodes, but other than that, every season has like 4 or 5 bottle episodes throughout the season. I'm just looking outside and holy crap, it's like raining crazy. Let me see if I can show you guys. Not sure if you guys can see. Look at that rain. That's crazy. Not sure if you guys can even see that. But that's crazy. Anyway. It's getting worse. We did get like a tornado warning yesterday. Like around the area I'm in. So, not sure if we're gonna get another one. Looks like we might. Anyway, I got distracted, sorry. Giuseppe De Rosa, it wouldn't feel rushed. Yeah, 10 episode season would definitely make it so that it's not rushed. And there's no bottle episodes. Like 8, I think 8 is a little crunched. But 10, maybe 10, 11, 12, around 12 would make sense. It would kind of be better, I think. Animated Alex, who actually thinks Morgan's gonna die. It's just a stunt. He's not gonna die. He's alive. They even confirmed that in the trailer. Because in the trailer, I'm gonna talk about that in the breakdown more, but in the trailer, Ginny somehow contacts this guy, and he's like a bounty hunter, and then she wants him to look for Morgan Jones, which means he survived, or Ginny came back, didn't find him where he was left, so she doesn't know if he's alive or not. And maybe they're gonna make it so that it's vague for us as well, like we're not gonna find out till 5 episodes in, which would suck. But yeah, I have mixed feelings about that though. The whole bounty hunter thing that was on Fear in the trailer. I'm not gonna start talking about it because it'll be a rant. So I'm not even gonna start. Anyway, Giuseppe De Rosa, will we ever get 200 episodes on The Walking Dead? Where are we right now? I know when season 9 started, we were 100 episodes in, right? So, 9 more seasons to go. I don't think we'll ever get there, honestly. We might get close to maybe 150, maybe 120 around, or not 120, sorry. Season 9, where are we right now? Let me just see. Start of season 9 was 100 episodes, 116. And then season 10, after season 10, it would be, let me just pull out a calculator. Because I have to add the bonus material too now. So we had 100 episodes at the start of season 9. And then 16 episodes for season 10. Or season 9. And 16 for season 10. Plus extended 6 episodes. We're 138 episodes in. Oh, so maybe we're not that far off. I thought we would be way too far. 200 episodes. Yeah, we might get there. I mean, we're only 62 episodes away from that. So that could be possible. I don't know why, but I just thought that there was a way bigger number or a gap than it really is from where we are now. Or was it the start of season 8 that we had the 100 episodes? I don't remember anymore. Anyway, yeah, I think it was season 8. Anyway, yeah, I think that's not a huge kind of number. We could get there. Animated Alex, Abby is one of the worst video game characters. I disagree. Well, I don't know about video games because I'm not really that much into gaming, so I haven't played a lot of games, but I think she was a pretty good character. I think in terms of just stories and not a video game. For stories, yes, her character could have been better, but she was a solid character, I think. Giuseppe De Rosa, I know we are upset with Gimple because of Carl, but the man is truly keeping the Walking Dead universe going. I agree with that. I agree. It's keeping it relevant still. And that's really hard to do. That's really hard to do. So we got to give him credit where credit is due. It's not as popular or as relevant as it was like after season 6 or during season 6, but it's still up there. It's still doing pretty well. Epic Zombie Killer. Hold on, just give me 1 sec. Epic Zombie Killer. Tom was the guy in Fear season 5, died the selfie death. Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, he got the worst death in a bad way. Like that was almost the parody. That was almost like a comedy show. I'm not even kidding. Let me see how to pronounce this name. I don't want to butcher it. Cibotico. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cibotico, or let me see. Sabatico, I think. Sabatico, is that what it is? Sabatico says, I agree, Gimple is doing a good job. Yeah, I mean, he made 2 bad decisions, Gimple. 1 was Carl's death. 2, actually 3. 2 was the cliffhanger from season 6. 3 was crossing Morgan over to Fear. All of those decisions were made by Gimple. And I think those were bad decisions. My camera is dying, so let me change the battery. Give me 1 sec, guys. All right, we're back. I just didn't want it to kind of stop in the middle of me questioning something or answering a question, because I would have lost my train of thought and I would have butchered the answer to the question. Anyway, I think the consensus at this point, no one else said anything, so I think the consensus is just continue with the Q&A right now and do the breakdowns tomorrow. Like, I'm still gonna probably record some stuff, but I won't be able to edit it and put it together until tomorrow. So that's gonna be coming tomorrow. Where was I? Giuseppe De Rosa, he's expanding the universe. I think you're talking about Gimple. Yeah, he's definitely doing a good job turning The Walking Dead into a franchise. Into a franchise. Something like, for example, and I'm just saying this as an example. For example, CSI, for example. You have CSIs in, like, different CSIs, right? Like the show, CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. You have different CSIs. I'm sure it started with just one. And they just build on that, right? It's kind of a similar idea. You're taking one show, you're making a franchise out of it. And I think Gimple's done a great, phenomenal job on that. Giuseppe De Rosa, your mic is fine. Ash. Oh, I missed this. Sabatico, was Tom the guy who brewed beer? No, he wasn't. He was another guy that died with the selfie. on the bridge. Giuseppe, your mic is fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just read that. Epic Zombie Killer, no, that was Jim from season 4. Yeah, the guy who brewed beer was Jim. His name was Jim. Again, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about Fear this much to actually like remember the character names. Like minor characters like that. Like The Walking Dead, I feel like I know most of the characters, even minor, like their names. I can't say that about Fear. Sabatico, the audio is synced. Yeah, it seems like it was just one person. Oh yeah, Animated Alex says it's better now, it was just me. So yeah, the audio should be good. Animated Alex, oh man, watch out for floods. Yeah, it stopped actually. And we never got like a warning. That's why I checked my phone when I got the notification to see what it was. To make sure it wasn't like a something. But usually those like they alarm. So you know something's up. So I knew that it wasn't probably that, but I just wanted to make sure. Epic Zombie Killer, hey Ash, I think the camera froze. Did it? Looks okay here. We are yellow with the stream health. So it's not as good, but I don't think there should be any lag or any issues. As far as I can see. So let me know if more people are experiencing this. Then I can like restart the stream if that's the case. Giuseppe De Rosa, why is everyone having video issues? My video is fine. Yeah, it could be, I don't know. It could be on my end too, but if it's working for one person, then maybe it's not. I don't know. Let me know if it becomes a problem, and I'll try to restart the stream. Animated Alex, I'm good now. I think you're just talking about the stream audio. Mario says the bounty hunter is so dark, man. He was ferocious dog. He takes heads and he's very weird. Just like CRM, LOL. Yeah, I mean, having a character like that, it makes sense. It's a cool concept. But the problem I have with it, and I don't want to start because it'll be a rant, but how the hell does Ginny know a freaking bounty hunter in the apocalypse? How? Like, did they meet before? How? You know what I mean? If she does, how in the hell is he supposed to find Morgan by just his name? He doesn't know what he looks like. He just knows his name. And it's not like he could do a Google search to find what he looks like or who he is. He can't go to his Instagram and see what he looks like. He's going blind in an apocalypse. How the hell is he going to find them? You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's just one of those writing decisions where I'm like, that person must have been high. That person must have been high. Because there's no way someone in their right mind would come up with a story like that. Or write it like that. Unless, and I'm going to put this out there, I doubt that they're going to do something this clever, but unless maybe Ginny actually is more sophisticated and clever than we think. And she does actually have a good number of resources or networks of people that she could contact. She could help her out. You know what I mean? That takes care of half of what I had a problem with. But then, how is the bounty hunter gonna find Morgan? Maybe they meet up. I'm gonna put this out there as well. Maybe he shows up. Ginny gives him a picture of Morgan if she has one, or I don't know. I mean, I'm just pulling at straws here. Sebastico, it would be stupid if they actually showed the death in the trailer. Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that they put it in the trailer almost certainly means that he's not dead. Almost certainly. Giuseppe De Rosa, who's the best actor on The Walking Dead? Oof, that's hard. Best actor. Yeah, that's a hard one. It's gotta be Andrew Lincoln first and foremost. Then Danai Gurira, Norman Reedus, Lenny James, obviously Samantha Morton and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And these are not in particular orders. Only like Andrew Lincoln is. Like I think he's still at the top. But Melissa McBride. Why did I forget Melissa McBride? Melissa McBride and Andrew Lincoln are very close at the top in terms of playing their characters so well that you just can't see them other than those characters. You know what I mean? Like, for what I mean by this is, maybe I don't want to explain it because it's difficult to explain, but yeah, I would put those two up there. What if the president of The Walking Dead is a zombie? He could be. For tax, people have to pay with just giving them or giving the government a part of their brain. Animated Alex, Gregory, Giuseppe De Rosa, LOL. I don't know what that means. Giuseppe De Rosa, the actor played Gregory perfectly. No lie. Yeah, he was a pretty good actor too. He's definitely one, but not on the top in terms of if you look at everyone on The Walking Dead, like all the actors. I'm losing where I am. Did it jump? I think it just made a huge jump. Oh, there we go. There I am. Sebastico, oh, that's Tom. That was horrible. Yeah, that was Tom. And yes, it was horrible. Giuseppe De Rosa, we just don't like Gregory because he's a weak character, but without weak characters, the strong characters wouldn't be as cool. I agree with that. You need characters like Gregory. You need characters like yeah, that's the only one that I can think of. But you need those weak characters. Not interesting characters, but weak characters. You need those characters so that there's a balance and the story remains interesting. Animated Alex, the one episode of Fear is basically a YouTube vlog. That one episode. Yes, it is. Possibly one of the worst episodes on the Walking Dead franchise. That's saying a lot. Even still, from the original show, that episode with Beth and Daryl, like the standalone episode for them, it was better than that episode of Fear. Animated Alex, Gregory got a deserving death. How did he die? Let me remember. Why am I drawing a blank on how Gregory died? Oh, he got hanged. Obviously. Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Animated Alex, I think Gimple is good with the business side of the show, but when it comes to creativity, he lacks. I think it wasn't like that before, because he did give us some original content on the original show that wasn't in the comics, and he did it great. Like the episode 501 with the sanctuary, with the cutting of the throats and all of that, that wasn't in the comics. That was original. Gimple's idea, I'm sure. He made a lot of decisions about that. I'm not saying he wrote everything when it came to that, but he was a big part of it. And I still think that's like the whole Gareth and the termites story, which was very similar to the comics, but it was also different at the same time. It was done, I think. I think that was one of the best original things that was done on The Walking Dead prior to Angela Kang coming over. Giuseppe De Rosa, you can't forget Gimple wrote season 4, 5, and 6, which personally that's the prime of The Walking Dead. I absolutely agree with you. And that's why I keep saying you gotta give credit where credit is due. You can't forget about 416. Or 416 was it? 408 with the sword thing with Herschel. You can't forget about 416 with the bite and all of that. I know that was in the comics, but the way it was done. You can't forget about which other episode? Season 5 with Pete. It was in the comics, but they just did it better in the show. You can't forget about how pretty awesome season 6 was. You can't forget about all that. Animated Alex, did you like Alpha's death? I think Carol should have killed Alpha. I'm a bit torn on that. A part of me was like, I want the comics. I want Negan. I want that. And that's what we got. But then when it happened, the other part of me is like, but what about Carol? They built that story, but it came to nothing. And another part of me is like, maybe Carol and Negan should have worked together to do it. They should have tag teamed it. Sort of like how, and here's an interesting idea. You know how it took 2 people to kill Beta? Maybe they could have reversed that. Yes, Beta's a big, massive guy, but maybe they could have flipped it so that maybe it just takes 1 person to kill Beta, but it takes 2 people to kill Alpha, and those 2 people are Negan and Carol. You know what I mean? So they could have done something like that, but I mean, there was no winning there. Everyone wanted something different. Some people wanted Negan, which they got, or wanted Negan to do it, which they got. Some people wanted Carol to do it. They didn't get it. They didn't get what they wanted. Some people wanted them to be together, working on it together, beating killing Alpha together. That didn't happen. Some people wanted it to be Mary. Was it Mary? Was that her name? I think so. That didn't happen. You know, there was no winning there. There was no winning. Speaking of original content, Mary. Classic example of someone that they just did on the show. Great. I mean, in the comics, there was no Gamma. But in the show, they did it. They did it well. Like, they did something that was original and interesting. So, yeah, and I know Gimple didn't do that. Angela Kang did. Yeah. There's certain stuff that Angela Kang did in season 9 that I didn't agree with. Like the scars. But because of how great the season was, that was a minor thing. You know what I mean? But you can't say that about season 7. Because there was a lot of holes. There was a lot of, what are they doing moments. So yeah. Epic Zombie Killer, well, on my end, it froze. It's froze. Oh, the videos froze? Yep, it looks like the video... Oh, now it's going. So maybe it was just temporary. Let me know if it still froze. Good thing the audio is always there. There's no issues there. So, if anything, it'll be a podcast. Wrong pipe. Just swallowed, and it went to wrong pipe. I swear that's all it is. Sebastico, oh, that's just targeted towards Giuseppe only. Animated Alex, I'm pretty sure The Walking Dead copied Rick getting impaled because The Last of Us came first before that happened. Yeah, I did a video on that. I'm like, parts where Walking Dead copied Last of Us and parts where it was the opposite. Like, yes, Rick getting impaled was copied from Last of Us Part 1, where Joel got impaled. It was like identical, almost 90% identical. But then on the other hand, Last of Us 2 copied The Walking Dead with the beating. It was kind of like Lucille scene, the Lucille clean or the clearing scene. You know what I mean? Jesse getting killed, and Dina being pregnant was kind of like a copy. I'm not saying directly, but kind of a copy of Glenn getting beat to death, and Maggie having to raise the baby by herself, and Glenn not meeting the baby and all of that. You know what I mean? So, yes, that's a little bit of not a stretch, but it's a coincidence, you could say. But that's two things, you know what I mean? And they're related in a way, connected. So, the other one, which I just thought about like earlier today, I can't remember it now, but there was another thing. What was it? I can't think of it. I can't think of it, but I just like thought of something else that was very, very similar. And I'm like, I should have included that in that video. But yeah, I agree with you. There's a cross copying going on. And as long as neither side cares, who are we to care? I mean, yes, it's disappointing for us fans, but as long as no one sues the other, it's like, it's whatever. Giuseppe De Rosa, season 7 and 8 could have been one season. It was way too stretched out. I totally agree with you. Animated Alex, season 7 and 8 still more watchable than Fear. Here's the thing. Season 6, first half of season 7, if you look at one season as first half of season 7 and first half of season 8, then yes, I agree. But if you say the season is second half of season 7 and second half of season 8, then no, I think, actually no, the opposite. If you say the season is first half of season 7 and first half of season 8, yes, Fear is better than that. But if you do the other way, where you say it's the second half of both, then no, I think I agree, they are a lot better than Fear. Like the entire Fear. Epic Zombie Killer, seriously, nothing on Fear makes sense anymore. Yeah. I totally agree. Like, here's the thing. With the 3 trailers that came out, I watched the Walking Dead one first. And that wasn't a trailer. It was really like a sneak peek. An extension of the first sneak peek that they released. And that got me hyped. And I'm like, that's awesome. Then I watched World Beyond. I'm like, this actually looks pretty good. I'm super excited. Then I watched Fear. And I'm like, So many questions were going through my head in a bad way. Like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what is this? And I just lost interest. I don't know why. But I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I don't care about fear. I'm gonna cover it, like I said, not totally, but partially. But what are they doing with fear? Like, it's a corpse at this point. Like, Fear the Walking Dead is a dead man walking at this point. Animated Alex, I liked season 8, sorta. Season 8 was better than season 7, but it still had its flaws, specifically in the first half. Giuseppe De Rosa, John Bernthal did an amazing job as Shane. Oh yeah, I forgot about John Bernthal. Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely up there with Melissa McBride and Rick Grimes. Andrew Lincoln, I mean. He did a fantastic job as Shane. Giuseppe De Rosa, Fear is hot trash. Yeah. We've been going for like an hour and 14 minutes now. Not sure how long you guys want me to continue, but there's a lot of interaction, so that's why I'm sticking around. Usually, the comments die down after 30 minutes, but this time, there's a lot of great questions that are coming up. So that's why I'm continuing. We might like make this an extended Q&A. We'll see. I'm still going to go for another maybe 30 minutes, and then we'll see how many people are still live and or on the chat, and how much interaction there is. Animated Alex, I hope Carol pulls the season 5 Terminus assault on the CRM and bus trick out of there. Yeah, that would be awesome. It would be awesome, but it would destroy everything they've done so far with CRM. But yeah, that would be super cool. Animated Alex, I know that it's not going to happen, but anything could happen. Oh yeah, I doubt it, but as an idea, that's pretty cool. Animated Alex, I'm glad Walking Dead feels gory again. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that season 7 and 8 lacked was they toned it down like the gore and all that. Sometimes it was too obvious that they were doing that, so it took away from it a little bit. Animated Alex, Daryl and Alpha fight should have been Carol and Alpha. I agree on that 100%. Animated Alex, also Rick and Ellie didn't get their revenge. Yeah, they never did. That's another similarity. That's not the one I was thinking about though, but that's definitely one. Like the whole idea of they wanted this so bad, but they forgave. They moved past it. They had their mercy prevail over their wrath. So yeah, absolutely, that's a great one. But there was another one that I was thinking about that was very similar. Let me think. Can I remember it? I can't remember what it was. It was a pretty big one too. So it sucks that I forgot it, but what was it? I want to remember. I really want to remember now. Can't remember. It was about Ellie. I know that for sure. It was about Ellie. Oh, I remember. Abby said when they were holding down Ellie, Abby said, "Tourniquet the leg." What does that remind you of? Negan, tourniquet or tourniquet, I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Putting the belt around Rick's arm to cut Carl's, or to threaten to cut Carl's arm off. That was another one. I don't know if that's where they were going with it on The Last of Us, but it's similar enough where you're like, maybe they copied that idea. I think there was another one, but this was one that I thought of as well. There was another one though. Like I thought of two. I remembered one of them, which is this one that I said, but there was another one. Oh, I remember. The Farmhouse. The comics, the final issue, The Farmhouse. That's literally how they ended The Last of Us, at the farmhouse. Like a farmhouse of some sort. And just visually and conceptually, the story, it was similar to how Carl and his family were living at the farmhouse in the comics. So that was the one. That's another one. It's not from the show, but it's the comics, like the comics and The Last of Us 2. They copied the comics. I'm just saying. Animated Alex, I think looking back on Rick threatening to kill Negan, I think that was a bad choice on the writer's part. Yeah, but it was in the comics, so they wanted to stay true to the comics. Or was it? I think it was, I'm pretty sure. Animated Alex, considering he didn't actually kill him. Yeah. Animated Alex, do you think Abraham should have lived? Yes, absolutely. I think there was a lot more they could do with Abraham that they didn't, or they couldn't do because they killed him off. I think that was one of those decisions where it could have gone either way. Like, it wasn't like Jesus' death, or not Jesus' death, but yeah, even Jesus' death. They could do a lot with him. He was underutilized, but they just killed him. He got a pretty awesome death, like Abraham in a way, but they could have done a lot more with him. So it's very similar. Animated Alex, oh my god, you said, oh my, I asked a lot of questions. It's good, man, this is what it's about. Thank you for your questions. But if there's no questions that come at you, you don't need to like come up with one. Epic Zombie Killer, my opinion, Last of Us 2 isn't as bad. It got some good, like the gameplay is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. The gameplay is in like on another planet type of thing. Like it's like, whoa. But the story is where the problems lie. Epic Zombie Killer, also Ellie got her fingers bit off like Beryl did by the governor. Yeah, that's another one. That's another one for sure. It's not as a huge of one, but it is one, yeah. Animated Alex, both The Walking Dead and The Last of Us 2 killed off their main characters. Or Asian characters, lol. Yeah, they did. Animated Alex, also Tommy lost his eye. Like you guessed it, called Grimes. Yeah, that's another one. He didn't have the eye patch though. They could have been really on the nose with it if they had Tommy put on an eye patch, but they didn't do that. I think they felt like, no, they're gonna get mad at us. Let's just not do that part. Animated Alex, CRM and the Fireflies are similar as well. Yeah, that's another one, absolutely. In that case, it's the other way. Walking Dead stole the idea from Last of Us because CRM existed, or Fireflies existed first, or that story was there first. But yeah, I could almost do a video about when Walking Dead copied Last of Us 2 and the other way around. Or when franchises, or when I don't know what I should title it. You guys let me know. What's the best title? A catchy title for that. I might do like another video on that. To put all of these different points in there. Because there's probably going to be tons of people who are not going to be on a live like this, but it would be interesting for them to hear that. Both did a time jump. Yeah, that's another one. But yeah, let me know what I should title that video. I really want to make that video now. Let me know what I should title it. A catchy title. I don't want a clickbait title, but give me a catchy title. I'm not that good with coming up with good titles for the videos. They're not as catchy. So help me out. Give me a good catchy title. For that concept of Last of Us and Walking Dead, what they copied from one another. Animated Alex Jackson is a lot more like Hilltop than Alexandria. Yeah, I agree with that. I just set an example there when I said that it's like Rick telling Joel about Alexandria. That's only because Rick is leader of Alexandria, but I do agree. Jackson is more like Hilltop. There's no more questions. Just gonna breathe for a minute and wait for more people to ask. But yeah, if people are still watching, I really want you guys to let me know what catchy title you think I should use for that. Comparing Walking Dead and Last of Us. I'll just talk a little about what videos are coming up while we wait. So tomorrow, my focus is going to be on the breakdowns, the 3 trailer breakdowns. Those will be coming, all 3 of them, tomorrow. Some of them don't have as much there to talk about than others. For example, The Walking Dead, because it's an extended sneak peek. Like it's an extension of the first sneak peek, so most of it we already saw. So that video is probably going to be like maybe 6-7 minutes. But the one with Fear is going to be a little longer, and World Beyond. But all of them will be coming Saturday, which is tomorrow. After that, I'm going to be doing a video talking about the whole idea about the extended episodes and all of that. I'm going to do some digging to see everything that was revealed. They'll just put all of that in there. So that'll be another video. I have another video after that coming up, which I wanted to do, talking about the Walking Dead, or the comics, the ending of the comic. It's a little too early for it, but I have this idea that I'm going to forget about, so I'm going to put it out there. So that will be another video. It might come out Monday though, not Sunday, but we'll see how much I can get done. Other than those, I might do the video we just talked about with the comparing Last of Us and The Walking Dead. And the usual videos, the Breaking Bad reaction and the Stranger Things reaction. Animated Alex, Steel to Steel, there's a title. It's bad, I know. And then you say creative or stolen. There's a title. Yeah, that's a good one. The Last of Us. TLOU2, or not even just 2, but Last of Us, that's going to be the title. Last of Us and Walking Dead. Creativity or stolen, or creative or stolen. That's a good title. I like that. I like that title. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to start with creative or stolen, and then put The Walking Dead and Last of Us tags, because it's more in your face. And you know what? Guess what I'm going to use for the thumbnail? I know a good thumbnail. I know a pretty good thumbnail. Actually, there's 2 ways I could do it. There's 2 thumbnails that I have in mind. One, I'm going to have half of Tommy's face, or not Tommy, Joel's face on one end, and then on the side, Ellie. So it's almost like it's Ellie's standing behind Joel. Same thing, but it's going to be Carl and Rick. And in the center, I'm going to have Abby and Negan side by side. Something like that. That's one thumbnail idea. The other I could do is take that shot from Last of Us where Ellie is waiting at or getting into the farmhouse, or in that place at the farmhouse, and on the other half have the comic final issue cover where it was Negan, or not Negan, it was Rick, or not Rick, Carl, sorry, it was Carl's hand, and there was the farmhouse. Put those side by side. So those are 2 thumbnail ideas. I don't know which I'm gonna use. I kind of like both of them, but I don't know which one I want to use. I feel like the first one is more catchy. Like it'll get more people to click it. But I'm still gonna create the thumbnail for the second one, or at least the image, and use it in the video. So I'm gonna still use both. It's just that I'm gonna probably do the first one as a thumbnail. Alright, so I think it's enough of me talking. Animated Alex says you're welcome. Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I'll give you credit. Don't worry. I'll give you credit for that title. But yeah, thanks everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this extended, almost hour and a half Q&A. After this, I'm going to jump into the breakdowns. I'm not going to be able to get it done tonight, but I'll start it, and then tomorrow it'll come out. But yeah, thanks everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to join our community. If you like what you see, press like and press the bell to get updated on daily uploads. That's enough of me talking. I'll catch you guys later.